You know, Nintendo in 2022 through 2023 is gonna be fantastic. I mean, we have Breath of the Wild 2, which hopefully won't get a delay, Pokemon Legends, a game that looks really fun, the new Mario plus Rabbids game, Splatoon 2, and even smaller games like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which I can't wait for that game. Not to mention the new Kirby, which looks really fantastic, and something I definitely want to play. What games are you looking forward to on the Nintendo Switch? Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the Robo-Chan Show, where we cover the latest gaming news, leaks, and rumors from Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo in 2020 and beyond. If you want to be kept up on the latest gaming news, make sure you click that red subscribe button below this video and that notification bell so you know when I upload. And if you're interested, I have a Patreon, which link to that will be in the pinned comment along with my Twitter account. In this video, we are going to talk about why Nintendo was not at the 2021 Game Awards, as well as why they could end up showing more information on the upcoming future Nintendo Switch games with our favorite type of event, a Nintendo Direct. We will also talk about Samus Hunter and the Zelda 35th not being at the Game Awards as well. If you guys enjoy the video, leave a like and a comment on today's topic, and if you want to help me reach my goal of 800 followers on Twitter, you can follow me at RoboRob93. Without further delay, let's get to the video. So Nintendo was not at the 2021 Game Awards. Really, the only part of the Game Awards that Nintendo was in was the part where they showed some of the upcoming Nintendo Switch games and the Nintendo Switch third-party ports. Other than that, Nintendo wasn't at the Game Awards at all. It's like they didn't even exist. Despite what Samus Hunter said about the Zelda 35th content being at the Game Awards, which ended up being completely wrong. Now this is what she said about that info, which I have a couple things to say about it. I'm tired of these attitudes, especially accusations from people with questionable reputation. I only reported a rumor that had already appeared on the internet, and people keep saying that I copy without reporting the sources, as well as other times that I'm accused of being other people on Twitter. Now this is what her initial tweet said when she talked about Zelda 35th anniversary content being at the Game Awards. The celebration for the 35th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda will continue at the Game Awards. Now she has a follow-up tweet that says she doesn't know any specific details, but that's really the only time she actually even hinted that this was a rumor from some other place and wasn't her info. So she really didn't report a rumor, because if she did, she would have said it in the initial tweet. She would have said something along the lines of, "This is a rumor circulating right now." But Samus Hunter, that's exactly what you did. You didn't provide a news article, you didn't say the source, you didn't even say that this was a rumor that's not from me, but something that's circulating right now. The very thing people are accusing you on is exactly what you did. So I'll be honest, I can understand where a lot of these people are coming from when you're saying that there's going to be something Zelda 35th at the Game Awards and you're not providing any sources or saying it's a rumor or saying that it's not my information. All of these people doubting your credibility is kinda on you. Anyways, that's just my 2 cents on all of that. This is why I always have this pop up right here so people don't go thinking it's real or like I have some kind of inside knowledge, or I'll provide an article website like this little graphic right here that pops up right here. I usually do that too, so people can go out and find out the sources and all the information and stuff so they're not thinking that it's my information. And this is why I kept saying multiple times in that video we should keep our expectations low. I think it's going to be something small, I'm not expecting anything at all, and so on. Something from Zelda's 35th anniversary, which let's keep our expectations low on that. And as always guys, this info isn't coming from Nintendo themselves, so don't believe it to be true. But I think in this case, it may just be a musical performance or some kind of collab with other games. And just as a last warning, make sure you guys don't believe these. It's not from Nintendo, so I would consider these fake until at very least the Game Awards pass. Now, I know people won't either listen to this part of the video or won't even get to this part of the video. With that being said, why was there no Nintendo content at the Game Awards? I mean, we have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, we have that new Kirby game that still needs explaining, and then there's Metroid Prime 4, and there's also Splatoon 3 as well. And plenty of other Nintendo games and third-party games as well, so what's going on here? To me, it looks like Nintendo is holding back a lot of info on the upcoming Nintendo Switch games. Right now, I think Nintendo wants to focus on promoting games for the holidays rather than showing new info on games that people are gonna buy later earlier on. Christmas is coming up and is a huge time for Nintendo, so promoting all of these new games could potentially affect the sales of the current games that are already out. This also makes a lot of sense as to why there isn't a lot of big releases in January as well. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but aside from Pokemon Legends, there really isn't a lot of huge releases unless I missed something. So I don't think Nintendo wants to promote those games just yet. That means we probably won't see a December Nintendo Direct, and even going so far as to say that we probably won't see a January Nintendo Direct either. Now, while we're talking about Nintendo Directs, when is the next Nintendo Direct? Because we still do need info on these games, but when is that? Well, I think we will see a Nintendo Direct in February. There is a very good reason for this too. As I said before, Nintendo will want to promote these games for Christmas. I said this last year as well, but it's my belief that after Christmas in January, Nintendo will continue to try to pull sales for these games. People still buy presents for other people in January as well, so it's not that far of a stretch that the holidays sales will continue from December into January. You'll probably see a ton of commercials on YouTube and on TV saying, hey, buy this for your mom or your dad or whatever. You know the usual Nintendo commercials. What this does is create a momentum of excitement and focus on the Nintendo brand, and of course the money that comes along with it. I like to call it the Nintendo momentum. New Switch players, more people interested in the brand, and overall a general audience focused on the Nintendo brand. What better way to continue that wave of excitement on the Nintendo brand than another Nintendo Direct in February? I think this is Nintendo's plan and has been since 2019. If you look at the dates for the Nintendo Direct since 2019, we have an indie Nintendo Direct in December, which we just got one yesterday as the time of this recording. Then we had a February Nintendo Direct, which held Nintendo Switch games and a focus on huge Switch games, which in 2019 was Fire Emblem's Three Houses. And we even got a Pokemon Direct, and guess what game is coming out in January? Oh right, Pokemon Legends, which more on that later because I think that's not going to be at a Nintendo Direct. In December of 2019, we got an Indie World with a Nintendo Direct in February again, and in 2021, another Indie World on December 15th, and another Nintendo Direct in February of 2021 on the 17th. Fast forward to recently, we got another Indie Nintendo Direct on the 15th of December. How much do you guys want to bet that we'll get a Nintendo Direct somewhere between the 15th and the 17th of February? If not sometime in February, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, I bet some leakers are probably going to come out and say, hey, we're going to be having a February Nintendo Direct. Which, no duh, if you look at the patterns, it's easy to spot. This is why I always say look at what Nintendo does and not what Nintendo says. So my guess is that in February, we will be getting a Nintendo Direct that will give us some more info on updates on new Nintendo Switch games. This makes a lot of sense because Nintendo is going to want to set up at the very least the first couple months of 2022. I mean, that would be crazy not to, right? Because we don't have any release dates, we need more gameplay on a lot of different games, and so on. Now, if we do get a Nintendo Direct, I think we have to ask the question on a specific Nintendo game that all of us are excited for. Well, most of us. I'm sure some people aren't interested in this game. Will we get a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer, and will we get a release date? Remember guys, back when we got that new trailer, they did say that they were aiming for 2022 as a release date. So if it is aiming for 2022, more than likely by then they're gonna have a better idea on when this game is gonna land. Or if there's gonna be a delay, which I hope there isn't, but it's always a possibility. And if they do need to take their time on the game and take extra time, I'm all for it. I want this game to ship perfectly intact, no bugs, no problems, and just have a fun experience in Breath of the Wild 2. I mean, there are plenty of Nintendo Switch games coming out soon and in 2022 and 2023, so I think we'll be okay. So yeah, I could easily see a new trailer with a release date, if not a release window, and if not, definitely at the next Nintendo Direct, after the February Nintendo Direct that I think is gonna come. Because by then it's gonna be spring, and if I recall, the pattern calls for a March Nintendo Direct. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure we usually do get a March Nintendo Direct in the past couple years, the same way we had a February Nintendo Direct in the past couple years. But if we don't, I think we can expect a delay by then. I mean, if we don't get a release date by March, definitely there's gonna be some kind of delay happening. Now, if you were to ask me when do you think it could be delayed to, if there is a delay, I think it could possibly be delayed to holiday season of 2022. This is something that's been circulating in my mind for a while now, that they might just delay it until December of 2022 and then release it during the holiday season. With that being said, guys, I'll quickly tell you my thoughts on the Game Awards, and then you guys can jump down in the comment section and tell me your thoughts on the Game Awards as well, and including the Nintendo Direct that could possibly happen in February based on past Nintendo Direct dates, and of course when you guys think Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be showing up, along with that release date or release window, or do you think it's going to get a delay? So in my opinion, I thought the Game Awards was a bad Game Awards show for a Game Awards show. This makes a lot more sense in my head. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is it was a bad show for a Game Awards. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. So as a show that shows awards, it was a bad show, that's what I'm trying to say. But as an event that reveals gameplay and new game reveals, I loved it. I mean, there were tons of cool games at the game show. My favorite had to be the Suicide Squad game. I was really surprised at how good that looks. I can't wait to play that. There was also a really cool indie game called Have a Nice Death, which looks fantastic. Like, holy moly guys, the gameplay that I saw looked really good, and I love the art style too. I can't wait to play this game. With that being said guys, thanks for watching my video, and if you guys reached the end, I do not have a cookie. I kind of ran out, but make sure you guys catch the next video for some pretty big surprises. Thanks for watching guys, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe for more. And as always, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.